Hello, lady loves. Welcome to today's holiday challenge. This is Ginny, my best friend in the whole world. I'm going to tell you a little more about her in a second, but we were just starting out this challenge today by I'm lighting some Palo Santo, which I just told Jenny I stole from a Christmas gift I bought for her and never mailed. So it's hers. Thank you, Ginny.
You're welcome.
What are you doing over there?
I've got some Palo Santo and some sage.
Awesome.
So,
oh my God.
For the few who don't know, these are just really beautiful plant allies that help to clear energy and space. So the properties of the plant, when they're burned, fill up the space and take with them anything that's not serving. So it's just a really lovely way to drop yourself in, to create sacred space. The scent is really powerful to bring you into a certain vibration.
It smells so good. I'm so happy we started this way.
Mm-hmm.
Today is probably the most sacred day of all the challenges, which is why it is a ritual and just a sacred initiation getting to always film this final video with Ginny. So I wanted to share with you guys, Ginny Muir is not only, you have her amazing bio below the video, so you know everything about her work in the world, but what you don't know is a little bit about our sisterhood and friendship, and I think it's really relevant to share. I closed this challenge with her because she's my soul sister. She has been through all walks of creating my business. She's been the final video every time we've done the challenge. I think this is our 5th year doing the holiday challenge, which is crazy. And a huge part of this challenge is the sisterhood that you all are creating and the women that you're walking beside. And this whole ritual and practice that you've done for the past 3 weeks really is an initiation into meeting a new version of yourself, into integrating some things that you've probably been thinking about and feeling and wanting to have, be and achieve, and actually doing them, but beside other women, other powerful women who have energies that resonate with you, souls that you've been longing to find. And that's really where Ginny and I met, at a moment of decision like that in our lives. We were earlier stages of our coaching businesses and looking for a mastermind, a group of women, and a mentor to travel with. One of them, the mentor that we chose, actually you met in the challenge, Nisha Moodley, and we joined a mastermind together at a moment of transition in our lives, really wanting to take ourselves and our businesses to the next level and to do that supported. And from that point of decision and the rituals and practices and things that we committed to together in that mastermind, she's become my life partner, really. And I've
emotion. I have tears.
I waited my whole life to have a friendship like the one that we have. And so I really love doing this day with you because it's a celebration that, one, this is our work in the world, which we always love to laugh and honor and claim, that we have chosen and done the work to have our day job be that we hop on with our soul sister to do work that we love with other women who are incredible. And this is our work. This is what we get paid to do. This is what we live to do. And it's amazing. And also that it takes work in our lives. It takes big decisions to cultivate friendships like this. And we've done a lot over the years with each other in friendship and in sisterhood and in our work to continue to get to do this work. And I know that these women are in the process of creating those same friendships for themselves and that same feeling of integration in doing their calling as what they get paid to do and living abundant lives really in wholeness. And so Virginia and I are just like before you, really raw and real today, and I love to give a little bit behind the scenes of our friendship because I think it's something to celebrate and something to honor that you two are creating, most of the women watching this. And Ginny, I told you I was going to do this to really lead into her challenge for you today, Two things are going to happen in this video. You're going to get your challenge for today, and later I'm going to tell you more about the Themes Call, which is our live sisterhood celebration sacred final event. It's tonight at 8 p.m. and you have to get your sweet buns on that call, so I'll tell you a little bit more about it. And it's also a ritual that I've shared really intimately with Ginny every year, the process of themes, and it's evolved majorly, so I'm going to tell you more about that later. But first, I wanted Ginny to share the real text message that she texted me right before we got on to film this challenge and video for you today. So, Ginny, if you will. And of course, if you want to say anything else.
Here is the honest text message that I sent to Janine at 10:58 a.m. Pacific time before our 11 a.m. scheduled call.
2 minutes before.
2 minutes before. I am running late as usual, and I'm in a terrible mood. And then she sweetly wrote back, "I'm sorry, Mama. Let's see if we can shift together, yeah? Will an extra 15 to 30 minutes help?" And I wrote, "I've been sick for what feels like weeks. My house is a mess of boxes, and there is nowhere to film. I'm bleeding, and I just want to hide. But I will be there in 15, maybe with boxes in the background."
And my reply to that, I think, was something like perfect. It's all perfect, because I was feeling, I didn't tell you this yet in text, I was feeling so many things before this call, and we had rescheduled it a couple times, and I was thinking about the feminine and the masculine and the importance of showing up and knowing when to show up despite what you're feeling, and knowing when to honor and cancel. And what I did was took a soul stroll. I hate the cold. I was like, I need to do something to shift my mood and enliven myself, because we are filming this ritual today and it's happening. And that's the sacred masculine. It's like, it was this container that we both committed to, and I knew that I had to show up. So I bundled up and went out on a soul stroll, and I came back feeling really great. So when I read your text, I was like, okay, this is perfect and totally meant to be. And obviously the women watching this, many of them are probably feeling something similar. So let's bring it into what we're doing, which is the feminine. It's honoring what you feel. It's not shutting it off or pretending it doesn't exist or powering through. It's the opposite. It's embracing it. It's holding it. It's bringing it with you. It's being authentic. And then it's the masculine is showing up anyway, showing up confident, realizing you have something to give, and that in itself might be even more powerful than if you were perfect, had it all together, and your house was great, and you felt like $1 million.
Yeah. And, it's funny because I was thinking about that. I was being really honest with you, and I was also kind of giving myself credit for being honest with myself, and also saying, it's not a great day, and I already woke up, had a really meaningful conversation with my partner, did a workout. Like, I was doing all my things. I was showing up, like, going through my actions. I wasn't just, like, laying in bed with the covers over my head, but still the emotion wasn't moving, And so, but then we get on the phone, and it begins to shift. And it was like all I needed was that nudge from you to let me know, like, remember what happens when we get into this space together. It will be fine.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of, the women at the end of this challenge are at a moment of decision, and this is their very last challenge. And I think a lot of it can feel like sometimes the process of just showing up is what helps people to move through things and helps to see, like, oh, I'm okay. And sometimes it's hard to get ourselves to show up and do the challenges. So I want to, before you take over with your challenge, Ginny, just really...
One thing to say, because my dog has something to say, but
yes.
One thing to say really quickly about that is, like, it's just resistance, right? And so when some of the work that I do has to do with the breath, and we'll do deep breathing practices, every single time resistance comes up. And what I always say to people, it's like applies to life also, is resistance isn't bad. Mm-hmm. And whenever you encounter resistance, you have two choices. You can contract and align with the resistance, or you can push and expand through the resistance. Mm-hmm. Either choice is fine, but expanding through the resistance gets you something new. Mm-hmm. It gets something you haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Contracting and staying with the resistance gets you more of the same. Mm-hmm. So it feels comfortable to your ego, right? Because it's familiar and it's known, but it's what you're actually, what your soul is trying to have you leave.
Mm. Oh my God, I have chills like through down my arms. That's really beautiful and such tangible, in the moment, comforting resourcefulness to say, okay, I have two choices. Either are great. Because this is what I was going to say, the women are at a moment of decision right now, and everyone feels resistance of some sort, I'm sure, because that's the ego. And it really is a choice of, what do I do at this point? Am I going to embrace the discomfort and expand through the resistance to call in the new? Or maybe you're going to give in to the retraction or the contraction, and there's more to work with before the new comes in, and either is great and right. And I want to honor all of you ladies for just a quick second, and we're going to really celebrate tonight on the themes call, but I don't want to brush past the incredible transformations that you've had, either learning from not being able to work through the resistance to do the daily challenges and just the ones that you did, and how impactful that lesson was, that learning, that evolving just from the few that you did. And then to those of you who really stuck with it and played along every day, I know your lives have changed. I forget every year. I'm like, oh, we're doing the holiday challenge. And I'm like, people's lives have changed. They are different over the past 3 weeks. And it's been so cool. We're going to celebrate specifically tonight, and I'll name some of the women in the challenge on the themes call who have just done amazing. I'll be giving away some prizes, but deep honoring of you. We've got one last challenge to go. So Ginny, why don't you take us on into their final challenge?
Mm-hmm. So my challenge this year actually just came through in the past couple days, and it's new and different, but it was my favorite question that we engaged with on New Year's Eve in the little ritual celebration that I attended. Because I think this new year we get so much messaging around clean slate, starting over. What's done and what's new and what are you creating? And one of the pieces that feels important to me is to actually honor what's coming with you. What was in 2017 was a major theme, was a major through line of your experience of life, of that linear time that we call 2017, which we arbitrarily make up. So your life is a continuum, right? Mm-hmm. So what was in there? And then we're crossing a threshold into a new year, but some of that stuff is still coming with you. Some of it is important. You're still working it. It's not complete. So for me, I moved into a new home in December. I have not had a home for 2 years. All of my things arrived from a storage unit in December, and I'm going through this very important shifting process of going through all my stuff, figuring out what stays, figuring out what goes, setting up a home for the first time in 2 years. And that's not complete and done and new, and I'm still working with the energy of it. And with the mourning and the grieving that also comes along with that, of a loss of the nomadic freedom that I've had. Mm-hmm. So even though my longing for home and for being in a home with my amazing partner was stronger than the grief and loss of what I was going to give up from being a nomad, they're both still present. Mm-hmm. So my challenge for you is to really look at what's coming with you from 2017 and how do you maybe want to apply a new lens to it. Mm-hmm. So just the lens of a new year, but it's still the threads of what you were working with last year with the lens to look through from your new year, and to honor that as well as the things that you're creating.
I love this, and it's actually having me think about themes too, which we're going to talk about the power of themes tonight and what it means to, instead of set resolutions, things that the same old things that we probably never accomplish every year and forget about by March. Instead,
but
narrowing
the word resolution, right? Like that's what that.
Yeah, it's to solve a problem over and over again. Is what to solve a problem again. Exactly. It's so like funny. Hopefully we already solved that. Otherwise, what's the point of resolutions in the first place? So I don't set resolutions. I haven't for years, and the power of themes run deep in my life, even more beyond the new year. I incorporate them in everything that I do, creating programs and such. But as you were speaking, I was thinking, when I set a theme word each year, they do connect to each other. Like the next word is like it pulls the unresolved and the resolved lessons from the word before and then brings it into a new, especially this year. I'm not going to reveal my word, but I know it. I'm going to reveal it tonight. But last year's word was energy, and there's still some unresolved lessons from that word. I'm just learning them through a new lens, which is the new word of this year. And it's very different than the lens of looking through energy and what that means and life through that lens. So there's some things that I want to carry with me from that theme and deep in from my life before. And I've never thought about it this way. Honestly, I have never thought about, I've always thought fresh start, who are you becoming, what's the new? And it feels really honoring and sacred and important and really confident building to say, like, I've already done some work and I'm along the way already and I'm not complete. And to take that with you, it doesn't feel mournful. Actually, it feels like a celebration and it builds confidence. Like I'm starting off the year like really close to something already, continuing on, versus fresh start, which feels like at the beginning line.
Yeah, well, I think we create these arbitrary lines in the sand as humans, and so it's important to realize even days are arbitrary, and we can have this tendency to say, like, my diet starts tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to eat all the things today, which is actually
so common,
self-defeating, right? And so it's like, what if you're just in every given moment, I'm going to take care of myself through this lens. I'm going to honor myself through this lens. And at any moment I can be new, but at any moment I'm bringing everything that I've achieved or that I haven't achieved through with me. Creating thresholds is important because milestones are important. Marking our progress is important. I love a new year for that reason, for a fresh lens. Mm-hmm. And there is a natural flow to it, but it doesn't mean that everything that you've been working with or through is complete.
Beautiful. So how do you want them to do this challenge, Ginny? Is it a writing process? And is there a way, as you know, we share with the hashtag, so is there a visible way that they can express moving through this challenge?
Yeah, it just feels like a writing challenge. So a thinking challenge, like sitting down, being with your heart, and really feeling what is something that I want to share, that I want witnessed, because I think the witnessing is actually the most powerful part of it. Mm-hmm. To claim this is a through line that has been with me and is coming with me into the new year. And to feel there, because there might be many, but think about the one that you really want to name, mm-hmm. the one that you really want witnessed, that you want reflected, that you want spoken, because our words are so powerful and such creative forces. And then it will continue to work with you. So, and then you can write it and share it with us. I feel like anything, like trying to create a new ritual around it is a little forced, other than just the writing and the sharing. So that's the thing. And so maybe if you have a picture that represents, like for me, it might be a picture of my empty boxes or my half unpacked boxes, mm-hmm. right? Like this is what's coming through with me. So I would love to see something, a visual representation of the thing you're still working with, maybe as an Instagram or Facebook post. Or if you just feel to write, on Instagram, you're going to use a picture of some kind of picture.
Yeah, totally.
But on Facebook, if you just want to write, whatever works for you. I would just love to hear and witness what's the through.
I love that you mentioned the importance of the sharing, and this might be a call out. There's a lot of women that do the challenge and don't necessarily ever do the posting or sharing. They just quietly go along with themselves. There's other women who post here and there, and there's some that post every day and they're full on in the sisterhood and looking at everyone and responding. But I want to ask everyone watching this to really challenge yourself on the final day of the challenge, to be witnessed and to come into our Facebook group and to share and to bring it with you on our live call tonight so that energy is with you. I think that what's beautiful about doing this today, Ginny, is I think it could really influence and support their theme word coming through.
Yes.
Yeah. I know that
I totally want to, even if you feel, I just got a little hit as you were saying that. Even if you feel you haven't been participating and commenting on other people's things, claim your right to be here. Mm-hmm. Claim your right to be in the sisterhood just by sharing. You don't need to give anything back. If you have a busy day, if you don't have time to sit on Facebook reading everyone's posts or looking at everyone's things, that's okay. Just take and claim the time for yourself to be witnessed. Mm-hmm. I just really want to encourage that.
Sometimes that is the giving. Sometimes that is the thing, because if another sister resonates with what you shared and you're vulnerable enough to share it, we receive so much from seeing that and just knowing that you're there. I love that you mentioned that. Okay, so beautiful challenge. I think that's pretty clear. Ladies, make sure you use the hashtag and share that today. It's our last one. I'm excited to maybe see some other sisters come out of the woodworks who maybe haven't shared yet. That'll be fun. And then tonight is our celebration call, our wrap-up call. It's so important to be in the energy live if you can. There is a replay. We'll send it out right away, and you'll still be able to drop into Sacred Ritual if you're in a different time zone. Or I know one of our sisters is on a meditation retreat, which is a great reason to miss out on the call. So you guys listen to it later. But if you can, be in the energy, be alive, bring the energy and reflection from this challenge there tonight. If you have signed up for the call already, there's a few questions that will help you begin to reflecting on your theme, and then we're going to finalize it with a meditation tonight together. So I want to just give a little insight. Ginny and I usually talk live on the call, but then the call goes for 5 hours, like this video probably is. And so we're not going to talk about themes live on the call tonight. Maybe we'll chat if we want to do like a Facebook after hours live or something. We'll figure that out maybe sometime in the Facebook group. Ginny and I can chat with you guys live. But I just want to chat for a minute about themes and what they've meant to us and how we do it together in sisterhood. Because when I started doing themes, I did them alone back in the Lone Warrior days. And many of you know a huge part of what I am taking on as my soul path is being supported, embracing sisterhood, not powering through alone. And that's a huge part of what I help women with, because I've become a master at it, having to work it so hard in my own life that it's a huge part of my mission with you. And so Ginny and I really call each other out and hold each other to and go through choosing our themes together, and we reflect throughout the year when challenges come up, when we're feeling down or we're really feeling celebrating something and uplifted. We'll kind of bring each other back or mention like, oh, this is how this relates to your word, and we'll kind of look through that lens together. And it's been really powerful for me sometimes to hear your reflections when I've forgotten, and it's been cool to hold that word for you and that vision for you, and to see what your year will look like and look behind on that. And so really how we do that is sometimes when we're debating between a few words, we'll jam on it together. I'll send you some definitions. I'll get my hit about the word. I'll share suggestions. You do the same. And then it's really at the end of the year, I think we reflect, which we have to do on last year's words. But for me, it's a lens. It's really what a theme word is it's a simple lens to look at through life that guides and supports who I'm calling in, who I've become, and now I'm even adding this reflection of what I learned from last year's theme and what I'm carrying with me to continue on that continuum with in the new year. So Ginny, what would you want to tell them about themes, or just about like sharing themes and the process in sisterhood, and like how you do it or how we do it?
Yeah, it's a living, breathing thing. It's a dynamic thing. And one of the things that's so interesting, yet last year was 2016 was probably the hardest year of my life up until this point. And last year was like this rebuilding year. And I just knew there was so much change happening for me in the year that I couldn't even pinpoint what's a theme word that I want to land on. I knew it was a dynamic thing. And I remember just like feeling even a little sad to share that with you and say like, I don't think I can pick a theme. Nothing is coming. Everything feels forced. Mm-hmm. And you were like, cool. And then we just kind of kept, I don't know, it's something that it doesn't have to look one way.
Yeah, and maybe you don't have a theme every year. For other women who might be, I know we have a lot of women that do this every year. It's a ritual. And by the way, some years, maybe a theme doesn't come through. There's not one powerful word that you can land on. That's okay.
Right. And instead I said a really powerful, like my number one thing that I was really holding to, because 2016 was so tricky for me and so full of like breaking down and coming apart and dissolving and letting go of so much. I just claimed that I wanted to learn in 2017, but for my lessons to be gentle. Mm-hmm. And that really completely happened. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I got to learn how to listen when the lessons are still gentle, when the lessons are still whispers. So all of this to say, be really...
I forgot about that. By the way, it was a theme. The theme was gentle, like gentle lessons. So that, which is great to say, because your theme might not come out in one word.
And now I didn't even get it until like a couple months ago, that was what had been going on for me, because I was just so tired at the beginning of 2017 that I just said, like, I just want the lessons to be a little more gentle. Mm-hmm. That was all I could muster. Mm-hmm. And so just be true with what's coming through for you.
And you want to share about, I feel like you said your word is coming in really strong this year.
Yeah, so mine's roots, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't sure I was going to do another one, but it was just like, it's been everywhere. It's been in two really connected places. One is putting down roots and creating a home here in the Bay Area. And then the other is I've been doing a lot of digging into my ancestral roots mm-hmm. and the lineage of which I'm a part, and studying that and working with a beautiful coach and guide on that. And so it makes total sense.
Oh, I love it.
You know how I love the trees, so
yes.
They're just like telling me this is the thing for you now.
Oh my gosh, I love this theme this year. Yes.
Too.
Cool. I'll share mine with you either if you're on the themes call, and then we'll talk about mine later, because I'm going to reveal it tonight, and I'll talk a little bit about my lessons from the word energy, which was last year's word. And I'm still taking a lot with me, still a lot to learn. So, ladies, I hope that you'll do your best to be on the call tonight. We'll announce the scholarship winner. Thank you. We had so many applications come in. I'm still digging into them all, and we'll be choosing the scholarship winner, announcing her name live on the call. You do have to be live to win the prizes. So I've got another, a chunk of amazing prizes. We've got Danielle Laporte Desire Map Planner I'm giving away, a few of her new books, White Hot Truth, because she's a mentor inside Mentor Masterclass. We've got some sessions from alumni coaches, special strategy sessions and coaching support that might help you with integrating all the rituals in the new year. I've got fun giveaways like gift cards and all kinds of stuff. So you got to be live on the call to claim your prizes. Tonight at 8 p.m., sign up at thepowerofthemes.com. And right after the call, we'll be approving all of the applications. So even if you didn't win the scholarship, but you want to join Mentor Masterclass, right after the live call, you'll receive your acceptance email if you've been invited to join us this year. And there's some early action bonuses just for this weekend that you'll find out about live on the call and with that link. So lots of things are happening tonight. I'm super excited to be with you all live. And I'm really excited to see this challenge today. So that's our agenda. Our whole day is do your challenge. What are you taking with you? And join us live in Sisterhood, Celebrate, and Declare. Thank you, Ginny, for being a part of this ritual with me every year. Is there anything else you want to tell them before we close and meet them later tonight on the call?
No, I'm just so excited for where they are. Just so excited.
Did we mention that to own, we were chatting about that before, that this is a sacred space where they are, and a part of me used to feel, I remember being in this moment of decision, joining my first coach training program or taking my coaching to the next level and choosing sisterhood and claiming it as a part of my life. And I thought that was the hard part. I thought oh, this is so intense. This is the most intense thing I'll ever do. And, I wish someone would have reflected to me looking back, it was the best. It was such a free year. It was the pieces came together with ease. The decision itself was the only thing that was hard. Investing in myself, making the decision and committing to it. After that, that's one of my favorite years to date still. And it gets only harder when you step into your leadership and your purpose. It gets harder. And while it would have been hard to hear that, I also kind of wish that someone would have said, this is the best. This can be fun. You're doing a great job. You're so supported. This is the catalyst to so much.
Yeah. Enjoy this moment for sure. Mm-hmm. It's such a sweet one. You're coming up, and it's almost I feel early on the path, you get a lot of breadcrumbs. Mm-hmm. And the farther you walk, they're more spaced out.
Why is that?
I don't know.
How can we make sense of that? Because you're hungry? Because you've been walking for a long time, so you eat one and throw one?
But early on, and right when you get on the path of something new, it's you get rewarded with so much beauty.
Yes.
It's you take a step in devotion to yourself, and the universe takes 10.
Yes. Yes. And then
be like, yeah, you're doing it.
Okay, but wait, and then what happens? Because I still feel so supported, but I definitely think there's truth, and it's relevant to like your text message before and how I'm feeling this year, up leveling. It's like, you think that you're just going to arrive, I guess. It's like undoing this idea that we hold all our lives, that you just arrive, and that those people that have it together, like, it's just easy for them now. But that's such a false truth. You arrive many times, and there's so much more to do and to be and to go for.
Yeah, it's just unraveling the idea that there's a finish line of any kind. And so I think
until we die, I guess I can enjoy the trail, because where are you going? What are you racing toward?
Nothing, right? And so then that's the thing, I think, that the tests become more about holding that faith when the breadcrumbs feel farther apart,
mm-hmm.
when you don't see the immediate, like, up level. It's sort of like when you first start eating greens, your body's like, oh my God, nutrients! I've never, like, for me, that's how it was. It was like my skin was glowing and my period, my hormones normalized. All these things just happen so fast. And then it's a longer struggle. Like, you keep doing that, but then you're like, oh, now I'm solving deeper things
mm-hmm.
with my body.
And eventually, I guess the point is not to have your eyes down at the path and even need the breadcrumbs, but instead you're like face up, wandering the wilderness, totally confident and paving your own way.
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go, ladies. There's so much more to come, but the best part is this exact example, that you're in conversation, you're in support, you're walking the path with other sisters, and tonight we're going to celebrate all of that and join together in sisterhood. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, the depths of my soul, for being a part of this challenge. It's an honor to witness you. And Ginny, next step, next breadcrumb, here we go. I love you.
I love you too, Mama.
Bye, ladies.